back in the same hole, 3. And again, watch that this one is bulging into the next stitch, so you just kind of pull it back there. And then put 1 single crochet in the last 10 stitches. And there we go. We now have 32 stitches around. Just kind of straighten it out there with your fingers. Move the marker. And now we're going to put 1 single crochet in each one of those 32 stitches. So I'll carry on with that, and I'll meet you back here at the end of the row. Okay, so I'm all finished row 6, and now we're going to slip stitch the next stitch and finish off. So go in and grab your yarn, and instead of yarning over, just pull through. Now we can finish off. Now you can cut both strands long, or just cut one long for sewing and then just tuck the other one inside the muzzle. Choice is yours. And then when I put it on the face, we can put the mouth in first. But when we put it on, I'm just going to stretch it out a bit. Then we're just going to sew it on like that. We'll put the mouth in the next segment after we do the smaller muzzle. Okay, so now we're making the muzzle for the smaller monkey, and if you need help from rows 1 to 4 is the exact same as the body again. So if you need help with those rows, just back it up to the body and follow rows 1 to 4. Then you'll have 24 stitches around. Rows 5 is just 1 single crochet in each one of those 24 stitches. And then when you're done, slip stitch and finish off. And I'm just going to show you how to add in a mouth. Now this is just the way I do the mouth. You can do your mouth any which way you want to. This is just an idea. So I'm just going to thread a piece of red yarn with my yarn needle, and I'm going to make a tiny simple mouth. So I'm just going to go back in, and that's about as big as I want it. And now I can go in and I can stitch down the middle of this mouth. Just add a simple stitch to keep it held in place. And that's it. Now you can knot these off in the back and cut them up shorter, because the red will show through on the other side of white yarn. So we don't want a whole bunch of red yarn in there. So if you want to add a nostril like I did for the larger monkeys, you can do that same way we just did the mouth. Go in through the back, bring your yarn out and then back in, and then you can knot it off in the back when you're done. So here we can place this on the monkey, and that'll just get sewn in place like that. And for the larger monkey, because it was a larger muzzle, I sewed it in corners, so each side up and like this, and then sewed in around one side and left a spot where I could use a stuffing stick, and then I stuffed it before I closed up the hole. So that's how I did that one. For the smaller muzzle, you can leave it unstuffed. It doesn't really matter. You can sew it on and stuff it after a bit if you want to. I think I'll leave mine unstuffed. So when you're sewing them in place, just bring your needle as close to the edge as possible. So I'll come up on the other side there, and I'll come up just on the other edge of the muzzle. And these eyes aren't in place yet. I just stuck them in there just to see where I wanted the muzzle at. So this is pretty much how I did the big one as well. I'm just doing 4 corners like this, and then once it's held in place, I can go around and sew the rest of it in place. Just to make sure it doesn't move. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll just go around now and I'll just sew in the rest of the edges.